all Liberal leadership candidates to secure the resources needed to establish a guaranteed basic income demonstration project in PEI and put the GBI on the Liberal Party platform. There's been many events that have affected people in recent years. It affects the income security of all Canadians. We need to stop being reactive and start being proactive. We need a flexible, effective, and feasible income support system for Canadians.
I'm very grateful for all the work that has been done on this issue generally, on this letter specifically, wholeheartedly endorse it, and really hope that it bears fruit. One candidate has already indicated a willingness to go forward with this and to start the process. That's Karina Gould. My hope is that her foray will prompt the others to declare on it as well. PEI is the perfect petri dish for Canadian society. We've got urban and rural communities. We've got a linguistic minority Francophone community. We have Indigenous communities. We have that political unanimity. I mean, there's so many things that could be sliced and diced in the demonstration project that would be transferable, or the data could be used to make it more effective as it's spread across the country, because we really are a microcosm of Canada.
PEI has taken the first steps toward a basic income guarantee demonstration project, and we encourage and hope that both the provincial and federal governments will continue to step forward into a future where everyone can have a basic income they need to live with health and dignity no matter what. Liberal Party members, I want to note, the same people who will be choosing the next leader of the Liberal Party, have voted in favor of resolutions in support of basic incomes many times at party conventions, party policy conventions. By stating their commitment to basic income guarantee, Liberal leadership candidates have the opportunity to show their party membership that they are listening to their priorities and visions for the future of Canada and the well-being of all Canadians. As Sean mentioned, so far one of the Liberal leadership candidates has stated loud and clear that they will continue the work towards a basic income guarantee and make that a promise for all of Canada, something that they will work toward if they are chosen as the Liberal leader. That candidate is Liberal MP Karina Gould. We want to thank Karina for being the first to come forward with clear support for basic income guarantee, and hope we hear similar and clear support from all leadership candidates soon.
The affordability crisis and other challenges have made it increasingly difficult for many in PEI and across Canada to make ends meet. Women and gender diverse people are disproportionately affected by the rising cost of living and other challenges. The need for basic income is now. Poverty and income inequality are persistent issues that governments have failed to rectify. Climate change, automation, inflation, housing, financial insecurity amplified by political unrest and changing relationships amongst nations build a strong case for basic income guarantee. People are suffering. Wealth continues to be concentrated in the hands of too few people, and basic income would reduce poverty, improve lives, and build healthier and safer communities. We call on all political leaders at all levels of government to learn about the benefits of basic income and work towards implementing it as soon as possible.
We have tariffs that are coming up. You know, there might be a lot of other programs that government needs to put in place very quickly. So why do you think, even with that threat, that the basic income guarantee should still be the thing that is prioritized as a financial priority for the federal government right now?
I think that now more than ever is the time when we need a basic income guarantee. The idea of a basic income guarantee is that it would provide a floor below which nobody can fall, so that you would know that no matter what your circumstances are, you would be able to access that basic income as a minimum. When we have so much uncertainty right now, as you mentioned, particularly around, job security and what the impacts of, impending tariffs and other measures might be. I think now is absolutely the time to implement a basic income so that workers across Canada and people across Canada have the security that they need to feel safe and live healthy and well as we go through these turbulent times.
The question presupposes that a guaranteed livable basic income will be an expense on the books of the country. I think that's a narrow and unproven view. And in the long term, when you look at the social determinants of health, when you look at criminality, when you look at economic growth, that's the very reason why we need to delve deeper. That's the very reason for the demonstration project. I have yet to be convinced. In fact, I'm convinced to the contrary, to take a page from Siegel's book, that in the long run, the country will be better off from a health perspective, from a quality of life perspective, and from an economic perspective when everyone's given a fair shot. Until proven otherwise, and it has not been, that this will be a net cost, I guess I reject the premise of the question.
What's going on today is further rationale as to why we need basic income. When we look at during COVID-19 pandemic and the work that took to get CERB out the door, with basic income, you already have something in place. And now there's talk with tariffs, is there a CERB-like support for people in certain industries? So instead of having to kind of slice and dice and figure out who's deserving of what and when, and then try to develop and implement a program on the fly, you have an existing mechanism there, you have a program in place, and there may be times that things need to be topped up or adapted given the external forces in the current climate, but you have something in place. We all went through that in PEI with the impacts of Fiona and people lining up to try and get a couple $100s in Fiona relief. We wouldn't have to deal with that with a basic income guarantee because you already have something in place for people who need it most, and you already have a bureaucracy that supports that being scaled up, and can't imagine a scenario where it needs to be scaled down, but that you can, it's already in place. And so you save all that money from having to shift and develop a new program every time there's a new problem. And unfortunately in 2025, there's a lot of problems and there's many on the horizon as well. And I think it can create a little bit of sticker shock to look at what the cost of basic income is. But to the point of both Trish and Sean, we're gonna pay for it. So let's pay for it upstream instead of paying it down the line where it's more expensive, it's more complex, and it causes more harm to individuals, families, and communities.